What's up, guys? How's it going? It is Matt here. So we're going to do a quick video. This is going to be about the State of the Union at the moment. I guess we'll say the State of the Union. I've been watching a lot of things recently online. The last couple days has been coming across like crazy. And there's some stuff that have really just blown my mind. Absolutely blown my mind about what's going on in the country right now. So it started out with down in New Mexico. There was a compound that was actually teaching kids how to do school shootings. Teaching kids how to be school shooters. I don't know enough about what's going on to it. I just saw them like, whoa, and they're on trial right now. They're arrested and all this other stuff. I don't know enough about what's going on. That's crazy. All right, that's terrorism. I don't know if it's a sleeper cell. I don't know if it's just some hardcore freaking, whatever. Hate groups, I don't know what it is, but they're actually teaching kids how to do school shootings, which is crazy. Okay, I'm a father of three. That blows my mind how people would even be willing to do that. So we have that. We have a lot of violence. There's a lot of protests out there, and unfortunately, when protests come and Antifa shows up, a bunch of patriots show up, and you put two opposing views together, and creates a scene. That's why I don't go to these big political rallies or stuff like that, because it's just going to be just not safe anymore. All these people will say, oh, Antifa, they're not a big deal, whoop-de-doo, they're a bunch of freaking whatever, they can't do anything, except it's like an old zombie movie. I mean, I'm considering them zombies. I mean, they're brain dead zombies, that's all they are. It's like a zombie movie. Yeah, great, they're simply human head, boom, 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 zombies, done, easy. However, what if you are surrounded by 50? 30. There's two of you surrounded by 30 coming at you from 30 directions. Doesn't matter how fast they're going, you just can't defend yourself from that. And I see all these people at the rallies that are unwilling to actually defend themselves. They're standing there, they have like tape on their mouth, and these Antifa punks just come up out of nowhere and start blindsiding them and literally knocking them unconscious, and they get on the ground, they start beating them. Alright, and then they pepper spray them too when they're down on the ground. That's 100% assault and battery. Alright, that's what this is. It's assault and battery is what they're doing. So we have that going on. So you show up at these rallies looking for a fight, and you're going to get a fight. Alright, I used to have a saying Marine Corps. The saying was this way: all the drill instructors taught us, you want to play stupid games, you get stupid awards. You want to show up at these rallies and create a scene, you want to bat heads with them, well, guess what? Don't be offended when they bash your head in. All right, so it's going to happen. So we have that going on. Then, on another sad note too, is I recently saw a video where a police officer was executed, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. It was a badge cam, and he was showing a shot. He got shot. He tried shooting back, and he had multiple malfunctions. He was putting his magazine in backwards. He obviously he lacked in training. He wasn't, it's, you're carrying a gun, you gotta know how to use it, and you gotta be willing to use it. You have to be willing to use it. You have to use violence of action. You can't just, maybe you can't half-ass it. Either go all in and defend yourself or you die. But it was sad. This police officer just stopped, and he was shot, or he was trying to reload his ammunition. He looked around the corner, see where it was. The guy snapped around the vehicle and shot him. And then when he's down on the ground, he kicks his gun away, and you can imagine what happens from there. But you see it clear as day, and you can see the eyes when they execute the police officer of this guy from the badge camera, and it was horrendous. I mean, it was just pure evil. No remorse, zero remorse. Like it's like they were zombies. They weren't even there. Zero remorse. It's sad what has been coming down. What people have become to, or what turned into in our country. They are literally becoming brainless zombies filled with nothing but rage and anger. They're fueled by rage and anger, thanks to social media and the tech left for pushing this stuff nonstop. So another note, when it comes to platforms like YouTube, they're banning people, just outright banning people. The YouTube, Facebook, they're all getting together. Like, for example, the Alex Jones channel. I'm not a fan of Alex Jones. I'm just not a huge fan of Alex Jones. He said some stuff that were kind of interesting stuff, but a lot of his stuff is just BS. Some of the stuff you hear, it just doesn't make sense. A lot of it's BS, and he's got a bit of an attitude and a little too deep in the conspiracies. I like to get good at conspiracy every now and then, but it was insane. All right, but he was also one of the leading people that were actually helped the election. We have a channel that has multi-million-dollar views, and you have videos are going millions upon millions upon millions of viewers going to see these videos. You have a little bit of say what goes in the election, and he was he was affecting that. And what's coming up, midterms, all right, midterms coming up, and all that other stuff. is it looks to me like all the tech left, because that's what they are. They're all tech left. They all kind of on the same page, which they also work with, you know, leaders You have leaders pushing these people to ban people like Alex Jones. They were pushing to they're pushing these media companies on Capitol Hill, to the hardcore leftists, to ban Alex Jones, ban him stuff. He's bad for the nation. These are all Democrats, and these are all Democrats, which is nothing but a socialist these days. There are Democrats who hate anything else that anyone says. There's a difference between a Democrat and a socialist, okay? A socialist is someone who believes that they are smarter than you, that they have a better say than you do, and that you cannot be trusted, so you need to give them your funds, you need to give them everything, and they make all the choices for you. And if you disagree with them, because that's how socialism works, it proves time and time again. Stalin, yeah, all that other stuff. You've never heard of Stalin, make sure you look up Stalin, maybe Lenin, stuff like that. If you don't agree with them, Nazi Germany, you don't agree with them, with the leaders who are in office who know more than you, then you go to death camps, or you get worked to death, or you're just straight up executed on the spot. It is what it is. That's what socialism is. There's a difference between Democrat and socialist. These democratic socialists, which are crazy, they feed on terrorism, or they feed on chaos. Okay, they feed on chaos. Look across the country. Whenever there's chaos, socialism starts feeding on it, starts growing. They feed on the chaos. They feed on the emotion, feed on the evil, feed on that, so they can get into power and destroy you, and destroy the country, and do things what they think they want to do. Basically, what they're doing is they're getting to a point where they want ultimate power. They want ultimate power, and they believe that they are the only ones that should be the ones making the choices, not the people beneath them. So they're going to take 30%, whatever they feel like taking from you, and they're going to give it to them. Just because, but they don't just give it to whatever, they give it to the people they choose to give it to. That's socialism. They create Ba'athist parties. They create parties. So I call it the Ba'athist. That was an Iraqi thing. They create these parties, all right, where the sympathizers, and they help fund these people, all right. That's what socialism is. Socialism is death. That's what socialism is. And you have people openly coming out, getting elected in the office. They're socialists. People that are openly running, who openly say they're socialists nowadays. And history proves itself time and time again. These socialists feed on chaos. So you have all this crap going on in the country. All this crap. These Antifa rallies, like I said, these Antifa rallies, you show up, you get your ass kicked. And a lot of people don't, like I said earlier, they don't freaking, even consider them a threat, Antifa, whatever, until you're surrounded by 30 of them and they're blindsiding you with punches and pepper spray and rocks and all the other stuff. Yeah, they're a threat. All right, and if you show up at one of these rallies, don't be surprised if you get your head bashed in. All right, it is what it is. Because just if you wear a hat like this, an American hat, you can become a target. It is what it is. I'm no stranger to being a target. I've gotten death threats. I've gotten multiple death threats on the channel, and some are so sickening. It drove me crazy. All right, it drove me crazy. Someone saying that they'd like to, say, do bad things in a dark place. I don't even want to get into it, try to word it. My kids are right there. But basically, I've had some really nasty death threats which blow my mind. Blow my mind. Now, keep in mind, I know some kid down in the basement with ho-hos. That's hardcore leftist or whatever they are. But at the same time, it's just like, wow. It literally, some of the threats is sickening to me of what they've had. So I personally had death threats just because I do YouTube videos and I'm conservative and I carry guns and I teach people how to shoot guns. I have gotten death threats myself. So the world we live in is not as safe as it used to be. So right now, our country has two things going on. Everything's getting better when it comes to our funds, our piggy bank, if you call that. Our funds are getting better. Our debt is getting paid off like crazy. Our military is getting stronger. We are starting to become more of an American country again, all right, getting our stuff back to America. Good things are happening right now. People are back into work and stuff like that. Good things are happening right now. However, you have states like this one, Connecticut, California, sanctuary states, openly taking refugees, and terrorists like to blend in these refugees too, openly taking them in to coddle them. Even when the government says they can't, they do it anyway just because they don't like the president. You have these hardcore leftists backing pedophilia, thinking that people should be more reasonable with pedophilia. I have 3 kids, all right? You touch my kids, I'm gonna crush your throat. Not gonna happen. You back pedophilia, that tells you exactly the type of person you are. You are nothing of a pure evil scum, All right. So you have these people backing pedophilia. You have compounds teaching kids how to do school shootings. Insane. Okay? Insane. You have Antifa growing in numbers, getting more violent. They're getting more violent now than they have been in the past. You have all this stuff going on because our country is going in a good direction. So they're running out of options. So now they're getting violent. These hardcore leftists are getting violent, getting blatantly, I don't even know the word for it. They're getting very blatant. All right, they are no longer in hiding. All right, they're no longer in hiding. They support pedophilia, which is insane. They support violence on anyone that doesn't agree with them. And you have open socialists coming out, people that think that they know better than all of us, and that we need to give them all of our money. We need to give them our stuff so they can control it. We need to give them our guns while they have all their guns. All right, that's another thing too. You guys keep that in mind. So these people coming to power, when the biggest opposition that all these people are coming to power, which has stopped them over the years from coming to power, is called the Second Amendment. All right, Second Amendment. It keeps them at bay. If they take the Second Amendment, then they get to run amok. The Second Amendment prevents them from coming into office. It really does. But right now, they're pushing harder and harder. You have people isolated like California that are supporting this stuff, supporting pedophilia. It makes me sick to my stomach just saying that these freaking people are supporting pedophilia. It's insane. So there's a lot of crap going on in our country right now, and you need to be alert. You need to pay attention. Now, I don't like doing political stuff. You guys know I do not like doing political stuff. I want to make sure people are safe. That's who I am. I want to make sure people are safe. Good, honest people need to be safe. All right? Everyone needs to be safe. So carry your guns. And if you haven't gotten any training yet, you might want to consider getting some sort of intermediate shooting from the holster type of course. You get an intermediate shooting from a holster type of course, then you'll be able to function properly. Like, unfortunately, I've seen some of these police officers, especially the one that was executed, he loaded his magazines backwards. He was hesitating. He obviously, he might have been trained once, but he hasn't been keeping up with it, and unfortunately, it cost him his life. So if you're carrying a gun, which you should be carrying a gun right now, get training. Use violence of action. All right, what violence of action is, Marines such a nasty threat for a fight. When it comes to fist fight, it's not because we're highly trained in combat, all right, in fighting, hand-to-hand combat. We honestly aren't. It's because our mindset. We use violence of action. They punch us once, we unload on them. Now, I'm not like unload, as in we unload all our rage, all our anger. We release it. You punch me, I get pissed off. All right. So they punch you once, they break your nose, you break their arms, both of them. That's what violence of action is. They punch you in the gut, you punch them in the throat. I think you guys understand what violence of action is. All right. So be vigilant. Be willing to act and be able to act. You can't half-ass it. All right. If something bad has happened, you cannot half-ass it. You have to act. All right. And you have to go all out. You can't just shoot them in the leg. You gotta shoot them until they're down. All right. You gotta shoot them until they're no longer a threat. You can justifiably pull your firearm out. You can't do it over a parking spot, like what happened in Florida. That's insane. Okay, you can't do stuff like that. But if you're at last resort and someone is, you have to use lethal force, which is all other means have failed, and you have to use lethal force. You got to go all in. You can't half-ass it. Otherwise, you're going to end up, unfortunately, like that police officer and get a ceremony. That's about it. So, anyway, guys, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about me. Remember, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. Peace.